Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. Uh, Today, we're going to be discussing a little bit about how people in religious occupations can move forward and get a green card. Thank you very much for watching and taking care of this. If you haven't, you can always reach out to us for a consultation. You can call us at 754-610-7266. Again, that's 754-610-7266. Or you can email us at info@tntvisa.com. Again, that's info@tntvisa.com. So today we're going to be discussing a little bit about how to move forward from a temporary R1 visa to actually seeking and applying for a green card based on your religious visa. So there are very similarities to the religious visa, but there are some differences. So I just want to explain those to you first. And basically, again, you have to prove and show that you have that you are a member of the organization that you are coming to work for. So if you are Baptist, you have to show that you are Baptist. If you are Muslim, you have to show that you are Muslim. And you have to show that you've been a member for at least 2 years before you seek residency based on the religious occupation. The other thing that you have to consider is the fact that you need to be working in that field, in that position for at least 2 years. Okay. So it's not just that you are a member, but that you've already worked in that field for at least 2 years. So if you're a minister and you're looking for a minister position, you have to show that you've been a minister in that organization for at least 2 years. So if you're a Presbyterian minister and you are being offered a permanent job at, let's say, a non-denominational church, you wouldn't be able to do that. But if you're a Presbyterian minister and you're being offered a full-time job at a Presbyterian church and you have served as a minister for at least 2 years, you would be able to do it. Now, one major difference is the number of hours that you have to work. For the temporary religious visa, you only have to work 20 hours per week. For the permanent residency application, you have to work 35 hours a week. So you do have to become a full-time employee with that company. Again, you could do it for ministers, or you can do it for religious occupations. And religious occupations, again, can be teachers. You can be worship leaders. If you're in the Jewish organization, you can be a cantor. You can be a moil. There's a lot of different things. It doesn't just have to be ministers, but it has to be related to an occupation. And you cannot, that 35 hours has to be specifically with respect to the religious occupation. So let's say that you've come to be working as a youth pastor, but you're also going to be doing like handyman work for the church. Well, you need to work 35 hours as a youth minister or 35 hours in religious occupations in order for you to be able to move forward and apply for residency based on the religious visa. And the religious organization in the United States has to be verified, has to be valued, and has to be certified as a nonprofit religious organization in the U.S. And that nonprofit religious organization has to have existed for at least 2 years. Again, 2 years comes into it. So you cannot go for a startup or a brand new church. You can do it for the temporary religious visa. You cannot do it for the permanent religious visa. So the religious visa to go for residency allows you to do residency for you and your whole family. That is your spouse and any child under 21. Now, the way that it works is you can self-petition or you get the church to petition for you. We would recommend that the church or whatever religious organization does it petitions for you. And they will file and submit a request to immigration. When that is approved, then you and your family can actually seek permanent residency. So it's a two-step process. The first step is for the religious visa to be filed with immigration, seeking permanent residency for you and your family. Once it's approved, then you guys can actually file and seek permanent residency. And this can be done with you being overseas. You don't have to work for the company for 2 years before you start this process. If you have worked within that field overseas for 2 years, in that particular field, in that particular position, then they can go directly towards the residency aspect of it. The difference is that with the temporary visa, you can move much faster than with the permanent one, because once it gets approved, you then, depending on if you're in the US, you can file for permanent residency. If you are overseas, you then have to go through the consular processing aspect of it. And what that means is that the file will then be sent to another organization in the US. You have to prepare online forms. You have to submit online documentation, such as whether or not you've been arrested, marriage certificates, birth certificates, if you have a divorce decree, things like that have to be submitted. This organization in the US reviews everything, verifies that they have everything they need, and then they send the file to the embassy where they'll schedule an appointment. So there's a lot of different aspects to it, and it does take time. So, once they file these permanent residency, you're still looking at potentially, depending on where you are, 6 months to a year before you actually get your residency. So that's why it's better to have the temporary visa first and then move forward with the permanent visa. And then the other thing that you also need to consider is that there is a cap on how many people can get it. If you are a minister and you're looking forward and you're moving forward with the residency application, this is not subject to you. Any minister can always move forward and get the residency. But if you are a religious worker, such as a teacher, somebody who's working in the worship ministry, things like that, there is a cap of 5,000 per year. Now, I've been doing immigration law for 12 years. I cannot think of a time where, and there probably was, I just don't remember any time where I've ever seen that cap had been reached. But you do have to keep that in mind, that it could be 5,000 visas that are only available each year. So that there are the differences. You can do permanent residency through a religious visa. There are different costs associated with it. You can get the permanent residency for you and your entire family, any child under 21. And, so if you are considering that, if you think this is an option for you, please reach out to us. You can email us at info@tntvisa.com. Again, that's info@tntvisa.com. In Espanol, Bitalia, BTALIA@tntvisa.com, or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp at 754-610-7266. Again, that's 754-610-7266. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your comments. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And always, we're here to help you in whatever way that we can. If you have other immigration questions, if you have other immigration needs, you can reach out to us at any time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.